Hey everybody, this is David B69. And before we do anything with the end of the month report that we're going to do, wanted to look at something real quick because we noticed that Pivetta started yesterday for the Padres. So I went to the Padres schedule and they're going to have Waldron against Nola in the next game and then Michael King against Andrew Painter. It's like because we saw Yu Darvish, and it's like you assume that he's one of the starters. He's not. They have Dylan Cease going on Friday, and then Joe Musgrove on Saturday, and so they don't need they don't need Hugh Darvish, um, and they had Pavetta going in this game. So yeah, so apparently they have a six-man rotation that they could run, but they don't have the ability in this game to run it, which is crazy. Wish you could do it, and there's some standpoint, and there's some teams that are actually doing a six-man rotation. So I think it would be actually kind of cool if the game did it at some point. So anyway, so that basically we've concluded the month of June. So we now advance the day, and now we can go through the reports. First report we need to go through is the standings. As you can see, the Phillies, we have a one-game lead in the division over the Braves. The Mets are at 500. They're still hanging around. And the Marlins and the Nationals are pretty much out of it. I mean, we're a little bit past the halfway point of the season. You can see we played 85 games so far. So it's starting to break down. It's like how you would expect the season to go. You can see our season statistics up top. We're hitting 254, and we have our ERA at 2.77 for the team. And it's really good. I'm really happy with how we're playing overall. In the National League Central, just hanging around 500 is what they're doing in the National League Central. So whoever gets to play the three team is actually going to get a break. So the six seed playing the three seed, not a bad deal. I kind of wish that, yes, the Central winner would guarantee a playoff spot, but they shouldn't be guaranteed the number three spot. If the wild card is that much better, that wild card should rank above even the Central team. So I don't think you should get any kind of special any dispensation and everything, compensation for winning a division that is horrible. So, but you got the Pirates, Cubs, and Brewers, and even the Cardinals and Reds all within striking distance. So it should be interesting to watch as we continue the season. In the West, the Dodgers have won the National League West. That shouldn't surprise anybody, but I mean, the Giants and Diamondbacks, they're hanging around and everything for wild card possibilities. The Padres would have to go on a big run as well, even though they're only a game away from Diamondbacks, so it's really not that far off. And of course, the wild card, the Braves pretty much are going to, it's like either the Phillies or the Braves are pretty much guaranteed the number four spot. So if they don't win the division, they'll get the fourth spot. They'll get home field advantage in the wild card, which isn't that great because you have to play that extra round. But at least you're guaranteed to be in. And the Mets and Giants are hanging around, like I said, Cubs, Brewers, Diamondbacks, Cardinals, Padres. It's like all within 5 games of a wild card spot, which isn't horrible. And as I said before, the winner, whoever gets number 6, gets to play like a really horrible team in the Central. So anything is possible there. The American League East. This is a surprise to me. The Orioles are currently holding that division lead. That shocks me to death. Yankees are 3.5 games back, followed by the Red Sox, who are playing 500 ball, as well as the Blue Jays playing 500 ball. Rays have like sunken back. And Central, we got the Royals. The Royals are a surprising team. The Tigers are 1 game back. Guardians are 3 games back. So any one of these 3 teams can actually win it. It should be interesting if this holds up and stays this way throughout the rest of the season. So we'll see. In the West, the Rangers have a lead, but only 2.5 games. This could flip at any point. Mariners are hanging with them. And the surprise is the Athletics. The Athletics are actually hanging around. Yes, they're 7 games below 500, but any kind of win streak that could turn around just as quickly. So it's kind of interesting. In the wild card, Mariners are holding on to it, followed by the Tigers. And right now, as it stands today, the Guardians would have that third wild card spot. Yankees and Red Sox, Blue Jays, and Twins are all within 5 games of that spot as well. So that's just incredibly interesting. Now let's look at our roster. Unfortunately, in AAA, Alan Rangel posted a 4.91 ERA. That's not good. At AA, our catcher, Paul McIntosh, swung a half bat, hitting 375 and drew on 5 runs in 32 at bats. That's not great because that's not that many at bats. So, yeah. In AAA, Castro had an outstanding month, batting 359, drove in 9 runs in 92 at bats. Now that's acceptable. That's what you're expecting, around 100 at bats per month. So, yeah, that's good stuff. Unfortunately for Mr. Castro, he's kind of blocked. Um, do I send another player down and put him in his place? That's an interesting question. We'll go over that in a minute. Alex McFarland had a good month of June, 1.95 ERA, over 27 innings pitched as a starter. That you get 3 or 4 starts. Um, yeah, it's good. It's good. He's basically 1 inning, 1 strikeout, and that ERA is really solid. So, yeah, that's an interesting thing. I mean, do I call up McFarland? I'll have to look at his overall numbers. Um, in AAA, the closer basically pitched a perfect month. Um, so, yeah, that's good. I mean, it's a month. So let's go over everybody. Our starters, Wheeler's doing a good job. Ryan's doing a good job. Actually, he's doing an outstanding job. What am I kidding? Um, Nola's doing good. Suarez is doing good. Lazard is doing good. Painter is doing really well. And it's like we just started bringing him up and having him start. And he's had some quality starts. Pretty happy with him. See in his games and stuff that we've had him in the month of June. Um, he's done well. I mean, had one poor showing against Miami, lost that game, but in the end, he's done well. He struck out 10 during that game. So that's his only non-quality start that he had. McAble, how's he doing? He needs work. He's still working on it. And Rangel is the guy that did not have a good month, and he's still working on it. Tyler, it's like decent, and he's doing good. Chase, he's in AA with 3.8 ERA. I'd like to get him to have that down a little bit and less walks. Seth Johnson, 2.47 ERA. Okay with that. Cabrera, 3.84. McFarland, this is the guy that we were questioning whether to bring him up to AAA. Yeah, it's definitely a possibility. Had a good month, but we'll just stick him around for another month. McGowan as well. He's doing really well. He's hot. Um, so yeah, I mean, we're just gonna continually go through some of these numbers. I'm not overly changed by anybody yet to switch them. Um, there's nobody in the majors that I can see switching. I mean, unless you have a 5 or a 6 ERA, I'm not going to switch you. In the minor leagues, I'm kind of like in wanting to keep these pitchers where they are for now. I mean, maybe in what's called, see, but this is the problem. See, this is the kind of guy and everything that you see this and you want to do a movement because, yeah, he's struggling with a 6.26 ERA, but the amount of innings you get is kind of one of those things. If he's like this at the end of July, he might be looked to be traded or moved down, which I hate to do. And there's minor leaguers. So Rand doing good, Romano doing good, Cole Ganell doing great. Um, if I had a hole in our bullpen, I would bring Connell up. I mean, he's doing a decent job. He's doing something and everything that you want to reward. So if we have an injury in the bullpen, he's definitely coming up. But right now, we don't have that, so we're not going to worry about it. Catching wise, I'm going to worry about our major league guys. JT having an okay season. Not great, not bad. Marchand, here's the problem. He barely plays, and so he has such a low amount of at bats that I put him through. Um, if I send him down, he's going to get snagged up by somebody. Somebody's going to sign him. Um, and I just can't do it. Even Stubbs in AAA, he's only hitting 220. It's just not worth it to bring him up. And there's nobody else that is hitting well except for McIntosh as a catcher in the minors. So I just can't. I can't do it. I can't bring him up out based on that. Harper having a great season, 31 home runs. Great job, Harper. You're doing great. I'm happy with, especially with the batting average. This makes me very, very happy. Um, so yeah, Bryson Stott. I'd like that average to pick up a little bit. Hopefully, we'll get him to hit a little bit better. Our problem is Sosa. He's not hitting well at all. Clemens. Yeah, I have to have Clemens up because of the injury, but we're going to look at something in a second, and it might determine a move, and that move might be right in here. Um, Not this one, but the next one. Weston Wilson, doing good. I mean, 8 home runs in a limited number of at bats. That's incredible numbers. Buddy Kennedy, he's not hitting well enough. He has 8 home runs, but 228 average. I'd like to see that get up a little higher. Zach Arnold, 250 average. It's good. Pretty happy with that. Now here is our issue. Trey Turner doing really, really well. 273 average. Rodolfo Castro, 9 home runs through June. A 282 batting average, 5 stolen bases, and he can play third base. He has good contact versus lefties and power versus lefties. But his problem is he can't hit righties. And I can't see, as much as I'd want to bring him up and have him play against against the left-handed pitcher. My problem is Wilson is good against left-handed pitchers. I mean, how can I bring this guy up when it's like I have my other guy that can do that? Now I could have him if I wanted to, and it's kind of be mean to do. Since Stott isn't hitting that great, I could have this guy come in against left-handers, and Stott can sit against left-handers. Maybe I do that. Um, Leave the comments down below. Let me know what you think. I really don't know. He's a switch-handed hitter, so but it's like I said, he doesn't do great against right-handers, which would definitely be Stott's thing. Aiden Miller, I'd like to see him play a lot better than he has. Robert Moore doing a decent job, but where'd I go? No. So left fielders, Max Kepler. You have great power, but it's like your average isn't really that great, but I'd like to see him do a little bit better. Cal Stevenson doing a good job in the minors. Like to see the average pump up. He's been playing a lot of part-time baseball. You can see he only has 59 at bats, so that average is inflated. Ricardo. Yada. Wilson should be playing better. The interesting thing is after we got Buxton, Rojas is like really lit up. And I was convinced myself that I was going to be bringing Crawford up sometime soon. Um, I would actually have expected that during this episode, I would have brought Crawford up. But yeah, he's cooled off. And Rojas is hitting good enough where I don't need to play Crawford. Um, his overall numbers are improving, which I need. I need the contact versus left and right go up a little bit more. Um, he's a speedy guy, so yeah, I like for that stuff to go up, but it hasn't yet, and he's not ready to. He's just not ready to move up yet. As much as I want him to, he's not ready. Finally, right fielders. This is kind of like a graveyard here. It's like our team does not have great many right fielders in the minors. So hopefully Nick doesn't fall apart. So he's still staying steady, but I'd like to see him do better. So that's that. Let's see here. You can see the only people they sign as free agents is catchers. I swear, like you get an injury and they basically they sign catchers. Um, they don't do any kind of other movement. Um, Trades that's happened, especially recent ones. Robles for Harrison. Um, McGill for Cartea. Ornaro for Vargas. Interesting one. Guerrero for Matthews. And of course, the Phillies made the trade to trade off. Got rid of we acquired Martello, Swanson, and Vizino from Marlins for Tyler Phillips because I wanted to move him to the Marlins because that's real life kind of thing. And also traded Devin Sweet and Tristan Garnett, who were not in my plans. Guardians traded Duran for the Lalter. And that is the month of June for trades that have occurred. Here we go for the league leaders. Let's do the American League first. Corey Seager is hitting 338 for the Rangers. Vladimir Guerrero has the most amount of hits, 107 hits. At bats goes Luis Arias. He's playing first base for the Orioles. That's interesting. He's a hit machine too. So I could see that really phasing in well with the Orioles. Pena has the most doubles. Cody Bellinger has the most triples. Wow, that surprises me. Jarren Duran for the Red Sox also has 9 triples. Homers. Alvarez has 28 home runs for the Astros. It's interesting. You got Rooker, Devers, Seager, and Santander. It's like they're been basically in there. No Yankee in that list. I kind of find that interesting. How far do we have to go down to find a Yankee? Stanton has 17 and Judge has 17. Wow. I would expect them to have a little bit more. Yeah, it shocks me. RBIs, Rooker and Vladimir Guerrero. Runs, Vladimir Guerrero. Stolen bases, Valero with 29. That's good. Walks, Rushman with the Orioles has 52 walks. That's impressive. On base percentage, Corey Seager has 429 on base percentage. Alvarez has a slugging percentage of 643. Seager leads the OPS with 1.056. BB leads the league in wins with 12. Least amount of losses goes to Max Scherzer. How many games has he played? Only 7-1, 16 starts. Okay. 2.62 ERA. That's not too bad. Just kind of questioning if it was a fallacy or because sometimes he can get hurt and he won't have that many starts and such. So, but no, he's doing good. Ertag with the Royals has 32 saves. Never heard of this guy, but Apparently he's doing well. Wow. Zero ERA. I don't know about you. This is a guy that I want. I mean, he's got to be making next to nothing. 800,000. Okay, we're gonna definitely make a note. I want this guy. I want him now. My only problem is he's on a team that's winning this division. I don't know. Bailey Ober, the 1.93 ERA, another guy I never heard of. And you can see he's wow. The amount of talent there. 10-3, 1.93 ERA. Wow. Most least amount of home runs allowed. Cole Reagans was only allowed 3. I guess that's impressive. I mean, it's like you only let up 3 home runs and you have to pitch so many innings. To qualify as league leader, a pitcher must have 1 innings pitched per games played. Wow, really? That's not, doesn't seem that hard to do. Oh, 1 inning pitch per team games played. Okay. So it's like you would have to have like 81 at this point. You'd have to have at least 80 some innings pitched to be able to qualify. That actually kind of does make sense. I was kind of curious on how that would work because, like, you can see Regan's has pitched 103. The team has played like 85 games, so he would basically qualify. It's a clever way of doing it. I never thought about it that way. Shutouts, um, like all these guys have won. I mean, strikeouts, Regan's has 107. Complete games, Tanner Houck has 2 for the Red Sox. Innings pitched, Bailey Ober for the Twins has 116 innings. That's wow. Walks allowed Christopher Sanchez. We traded him to the Twins, um, basically helping to give the Twins an opportunity to try to make the playoffs. Whip, um, Brian Wu for the Mariners has a .88 whip. That is incredible. That's by the way, it's walks, hits through innings pitched. So you have to have less than 1 walk and hit per your innings pitched is impressive. Generally, the league average is around 1.2. Pitching WAR, I have no idea how they calculate this, but generally it's a good aspect to figure out if you're like a really top-notch pitcher. And you can see you got Scooble and Regans and Evalde and Sanchez like right up at the top of the list. So, it's a good, effective measure. Batting WAR, Corey Seager, Rafael Devers. Um, again, it's an effective measure for talent and stuff. So that's the American League leaders. In the National League, Christian Yelich leads with a 336 batting average. In hits, Yelich has 110 hits. You can see Harper is on the list, in the top 5 with 104. Number of at-bats, Rosario has 345. Trey Turner and Bryce Harper have 344 and 343 respectively. Doubles, Cruz has 29 with the Pirates. That's impressive. Bryce Harper has 25, so he's right in there. Right there, second place, tied for second place for the to get up there and everything in doubles. So you could see that him climbing those ranks. Triples, you got Tyler Fitzgerald with 7 triples. Home runs, Bryce Harper had a lead for a little while of home runs, but he's cooled off some. Ohtani has 33 home runs. Harper has 31 home runs. And you can see Ozuna and Olsen right there, 29 and 24 respectively. It's really impressive. In previous versions of the games, I've generally always have dominated the home runs. Now this is the first time that I've played Hall of Fame difficulty throughout, and I found that the numbers are have a lot more chance of being normal. I mean, I do for some reason, I only hit X to swing, so I'm not doing any power swing every time. So it's all based on the contact of the bat. But the fact that I'm got him this high is rather impressive. RBIs, we got Ohtani, and Harper is third. Runs scored, Ohtani. Harper is right there with Trey Turner. Yelich is leading the league in stolen bases. Trey Turner is right there at 23. So that's actually cool to see. Previous versions of the game, I never was able to get many stolen bases. I mean, many of you have watched me play. If you've watched me play for years upon years, stolen bases weren't even part of my game plan because every time I tried to steal, it would basically be almost an automatic out. So it was just pointless to even try them. This year, the game is a lot better with them, so it's cool to see. Yeah, we're not even in the list for walks because, fortunately, I'm just a wild swinger half the time. Trying to see who would be on our list first. Probably Harper for intentional walks, I imagine. Wow, this is embarrassing. Really embarrassing. I don't think we're gonna have. They might stop showing people. Yep, they did. I mean, we don't even make the top 50. That's crazy. On base percentage, Lamonta Wade Jr. 430. A lot of it because we don't walk that much, so our on base percentage would not be great. And, okay, here we go. We got Bryce Harper at 344. How many walks does Bryce Harper have? 20 walks. That's not many. Compared to other people, it's not many at all. A slugging percentage, Ohtani's leading that, 705. But Harper's right behind with 653. And even Nick Castellanos is a 546, and he's in 5th place. That's impressive. Good to see. Ohtani has the OPS lead with a 1.107. That is killer. I mean, Harper is great with a 997. That is great. Ohtani, that's outerworldly, having a 1.107. That's That's crazy. Um, Joe Ryan leads the National League in wins. Yamamoto also is tied with him for the league lead in wins. Luzardo has 10, which is tied for third with Musgrove. So that's impressive. In losses, Luzardo only has 2. Nola and Ryan only have 3. But Logan Webb is top of the board with only 1 loss. Saves, Evan Phillips has 30 saves. We've been playing bullpen by committee, so I don't think we'll have anybody. Here we go. Duran has 10. Strom has 8. So yeah, it was basically what I thought. It's like we're not going to be great on that list, but we know how to get saves. ERA. Joe Ryan has a 1.96 ERA to lead. Sonny Gray is second on the Cardinals with the 1.98. And Luzardo is doing good with a 2.31. Got Zach Wheeler with a 2.35. So sorry, I had a sneezing fit, and I had to make sure I muted my mic. Ranger Suarez leads in home runs allowed. It's kind of unfair because I've transitioned to the bullpen now. Joe Ryan has only allowed 4 home runs, which is really impressive as well. Zardo's let up 9. Zach Wheeler's let up 12, which is kind of high. And there's Nola with 14. I was curious on how many he let up because he's generally consistently gives up home runs. Manga, who's on the IL, he has 2 shutouts. Kelly has 2, and Ryan has 1. Burns has 1. Look through the list of all the pitchers that have at least 1. Go. Strikeouts. This is the killer for how much the Phillies dominate this category with the way I pitch. Wheeler has 145. Nola has 133. And Ryan has 120. Followed by Blake Snell with 114. And Paul Skeens 112. Otani has 106. I mean, it's generally the Phillies category to lose on this one. So Nola has 2 complete games to tie for the league lead in complete games. Samaga has 2 as well, and Kelly has 2. Joe Ryan has 1. Innings pitched, Nola leads with 120. Impressive. You can see Wheeler has 111. Walks allowed. This is, again, going to beat all Phillies because I pretty much have our pitchers pitch to contact. So when you're pitching to contact, you're not going to have many walks. The fact that Wheeler has 11 is insane. And I swear that's a recent development in a recent patch because they used to not give up as many walks. Just kind of used to giving up next to none. So the fact that I've given up this many for some of these pitchers is really impressive. Whip, Luzardo has a .81 whip. That's insane. Wheeler has a .89. Ryan has a .9. And Nola has a .91. You want, these are the kind of whips you want. And this is why we win games. It's just that category on its own. And there's Ranger Suarez with a 1.01. Pitching WAR, Ryan 4.3, Suarez 3.9, Wheeler 3.7, Nola 3.5, and even Luzardo is between with Skeens there. He has a 2.8. Otani leads in the batting WAR with a 5.3. Harper right there with a 4.1. Any other Phillies on this list? Okay, Castellanos has a 2.1 and Buxton has a 2.1. And JT has a 1.8. So, and basically that's that for that. Those categories here. For awards, let's look at All-Star voting. Joe Ryan looks like he's going to be the starting pitcher. Strom can be there for the Phillies for the bullpen. Catcher, we're going to have Contreras catching. First base, you got Bryce Harper. Second base, we got Nico Horner. Third base, Max Muncy. But he's on the IL, so it might be Nolan Arenado. That's actually kind of interesting because who would have thought with you wouldn't think and everything that he would actually have it with his issues with wanting to be traded. Trey Turner is leading for shortstop. It's still within range and stuff that Edwards could catch up. Edwards is hitting 335. That's impressive. Yelich is in left field. Pretty locked up. Cruz in center field. Corbin Carroll in right field. Designated hitter will go to Otani. That's impressive. An American League got Uber. He's a starting pitcher there. Can relieve. Munoz. Diaz is the catcher. Vladimir Guerrero at first base. Altuve at second. Devers at third. Gunnar Henderson at shortstop. Jordan Alvarez in left field. Cedric Mullins in center field. Brent Rooker in right. And the designated hitter is also Brent Rooker, so he's got to be one or the other. You might have Yoshida play the DH and have Rooker play right. I don't know. We'll see what they do. You can see that Schwarber is getting votes. He has 19 home runs with the Twins, so I mean he has a chance of moving. And you can see his overall actually has moved up since we traded him, so it's actually kind of cool. Let's see, that was the All-Star voting. There's the Player of the Month for the month of June. For National League. I like this a lot because it's very diversified on who got what awards. It's just kind of cool. I mean, Joe Ryan has pretty much held on to the pitcher of the month, except for April, because that was before the trade. But that's interesting. Right now, as it stands right now, Ohtani will get MVP. Ryan will win Cy Young. Yelich would win batting title. Reliever of the Year award. Good at Phillips. Him would get Rookie of the Year. Ohtani would win the Hank Aaron Award. Yeah, Gold Gloves are kind of like random categories. The top prospects in baseball. This is actually kind of interesting because you want to know who is up and coming and could possibly move in the major soon. Red Sox have a couple guys right there. Yeah, let's look at Roman Anthony. Yeah, he's right on the prefaces. Hitting 293 in the minors. It's really good. Yeah, he's definitely moving himself up. Yeah. That's interesting. They feel that Hayden Miller has to wait till at least 2026, which is appropriate. Justin Crawford, they still see him as 2025. I don't see it. Much as I want to see it, I don't see it. Wardo Tate, 2027. Okay. McGable. At least he's still in the top 100. Yeah. What is PPI? Prospect Promotion Incentive. Oh, The team, I think, get another draft thing if they have them up. I think a team gets an incentive if the player is brought up and in the majors. Wow. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know how they determine. I'm not sure exactly how they determine the prospect promotion incentive. There has to be kind of some kind of steady thing that determine that. So, anyways, in the upcoming calendar, we got a couple games against San Diego. Then we have a 3-game set against Cincinnati before we go on the road to play the Giants and the Padres. And then we have All Star Weekend. Then we have a home set against the Angels, home set against the Red Sox. Then we go on the road for the Yankees and the White Sox. So that's for next month. But anyways, until next time, this is WB69. Thanks for joining our trip looking at the month of June. So, till next time for the next games, this is WB69. I'm out. Peace. Out.